Jogadinha do Paquetá. Jogadinha do Paquetá.
What's your at? What's your at? What's your at? What's your at? They'll add you. What's your at? I got.
Go to doggy style
What's your at? What's your Snapchat?
and say yes to kitty style, you heard.
TikTok and short form content is making this generation of young men stupid, less ambitious, directionless, and more hopeless than we have ever been before. And you might not think that it's a big problem that you scroll through social media, but in this video, I want to outline why it is such a bigger problem than you probably think. And then I'm also going to tell you exactly what you can do about this, coming from someone who hasn't scrolled through short form content in over 600 days. And in that time frame, I've been able to build an online business and develop a skill set that's allowed me to leave my 9-to-5 job and go and make money online and move to a different country. Okay, so here is what you're going to learn in this video: how TikTok and short form content is making you more stupid, how I stopped scrolling through short form content, and more importantly, how I have stayed away from scrolling through short form content. I've done this for almost 2 years now, about 615 days. So when I was working my full-time 9-to-5 job, I would wake up at about 5:45 in the morning. I would, get dressed, brush my teeth, go for a piss, and then I would get in the car and drive to work. And I would get to work at 7 o'clock. And 7 till 3, I would work. I was working in a digital marketing agency, sat in an office staring at a screen. And then when I came home at about 4 o'clock after I'd driven home, I would spend my time scrolling through my phone. And then there was a certain particular day where I did this and I was unable to go to the gym afterwards. So one of my big goals and one of my big ambitions and passions is the gym and building up a good physique, probably like you, right? Weightlifting. And what happened was I was such low energy from working in the office all day and then coming home and then scrolling through social media that I would often skip the gym. And there was one day in particular where I did this and it made me really frustrated at myself because I was still going to go to the gym, but because I sort of got locked into this doom scrolling session where I couldn't escape the grip of my phone, and scrolling through Instagram Reels, it got to like 5 o'clock. So I'd been scrolling for about an hour, and at 5 o'clock, the gym gets really busy. And by that point, I had no energy and I just didn't want to go. And it's this cycle that you get locked in that actually limits you from your potential. Now, why is this relevant? Well, you might ask yourself, what actually is intelligence? A lot of people are going to think it's like what you know, what you're an expert in, but I would actually disagree with that. I think being an expert in something is great, but if you can't act on that and you don't have the mindset, you don't have the actions to back up that level of expertise, then I would classify you as not a very intelligent person, right? Think of someone who's an expert in a very specific topic. It could be diet, but with that expertise that they have, they don't actually do anything with that knowledge, right? They don't take action. And that is what I was in, that situation where I was knowledgeable with the gym. I enjoyed the gym. I wanted to go weightlifting. I didn't want to skip any gym sessions, but more often than not, I would work throughout the day, come home, and then I would just be so low energy and I just need that dopamine pickup, that quick, easy dopamine hit, that my brain would kind of go into autopilot mode and I would start scrolling through my phone. And that actually stopped me from going to the gym and made me miss gym sessions, which then created this feedback loop where I would be disappointed in myself. And that was a limiting of my intelligence, because as an intelligent person, as someone who can think for themselves and has agency, you would stay off your phone and actually go and do the thing that is actionable, right? The actionable step of your expertise. You would go to the gym, you would train. But no, I was unable to do that because I was hooked on social media. It was making me make less intelligent decisions in my life. And the reason this happens is because short form content trains your brain to expect easily accessible, cheap dopamine. What does this do? It lowers your patience, your resilience, your focus. And patience and resilience and focus are all signs of intelligence. It's not just the stuff that you know, it's the actions and the mindset that you have, that you take, that actually speak volumes about your intelligence, because you are willing to actually move the needle and make actions on the stuff that you know. So mindless, shallow scrolling, it trains the opposite of intelligence. It trains this impatience, ease, instant gratification, expecting easily accessible dopamine. It was only 20 years ago, if you think about it, that people had to earn dopamine. Like in this day and age, you don't have to earn dopamine. Like you had to read books, you had to watch a full-length film to get to the conclusion of that film. You had to write, right? Everything required a time and attention and focus investment in order to have a payoff at the end, like books and films. Now you can just pull out your phone and start swiping through an app. Within seconds, you're delivered the same amount of dopamine as you could get from watching Jurassic Park or something, or reading an entire book. And this is just training your brain to not need to invest any kind of time or attention into something, and it gets you to expect instant gratification. So social media addiction leads to poorer discipline, a lack of focus, and a low attention span, all hallmarks of immaturity, and it leads to childishness. I want to give you an example of this. Think of like children playing in the back garden, right? They play with their toy cars, like playing and having fun. And then you look at back in the day, the old pictures of very young kids and teenagers doing paper rounds, working, okay, putting effort in and actually having that work ethic to make a difference in their life. Again, action. It's not all about just intelligence. It's the actions you do. It's the mindset you have. The work ethic of kids and teenagers back in the day, like I wasn't even alive then, but it was so much higher, you know, to go and earn money, to go and do a paper round and stuff like that. But nowadays with TikTok and Instagram, the sort of picture that I showed you before here of the kid playing with the car, guys are still in that mindset now. Guys my age who are 23, who are in the 20s, or even 18 and 19 years old, they're still in that kind of kid mindset where it's just about playing, it's about fun, dopamine, content consumption. Let's play some video games, let's watch some reels, let's chill on TikTok. Like it's this childish behavior because of the decrease in like resilience and like effort, right? There's no effort anymore. Everything's all about comfort. And this has been trained up from a young age with this instant gratification, this instant cheap dopamine is training your brain to not need to work or to try hard at anything. It's like very low effort. And that means that you kind of still have that childish mindset going into your early 20s. And that's where I'm seeing a lot of my friends at now. They still have a very childish mindset of just like content consumption and dopamine, and they don't have that work ethic anymore. So that is why short form content is essentially making you less intelligent, more stupid, because you're just training your brain in the opposite way that it should be trained in, to work hard, to put effort in, and you're just training it in the absolute opposite thing, to expect instant results, instant dopamine, instant gratification. That's just not how you should set your brain up for the future. Okay, next thing I'm going to talk about is how I have avoided this, because I'm going to be totally honest with you, I used to be this guy. All I've done throughout my whole life from the age of like 14 is play video games and scroll through Instagram and TikTok. I mean, TikTok wasn't really a thing that I scrolled through, but like Instagram especially, I was really bad with. My whole life, I've just been consuming and just chilling really. And it's only in the last 4 or so years where I've really realized how bad this technology explosion is for young people, and the way it's training people's mindset, the work ethic, the effort people put in. It's just everything is degrading. So how have I stopped myself from kind of going too deep into that? And how can I help you to also stop scrolling and get away from the short form content? Well, it's pretty easy. Become embarrassed at yourself. And this is going to be a weird piece of advice. A lot of people are going to probably click off this video right now. And a lot of people might get offended with what I'm about to say, but it's the honest truth. And sometimes you have to just fucking be harsh on yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and compare yourself to the person that you want to be. Look at our generation and you feel bad for the fact that you are a part of that generation. When I look at Gen Z, right? it's just, I get very embarrassed. Even just for today, when I've been scripting these videos, I went onto Reddit and I screen recorded a bunch of TikTok content for like B-roll in these videos. And I was getting like secondhand cringe, secondhand embarrassment just for the fact that I am even considered part of this generation just because of my age bracket. I feel like mentally, since getting rid of social media, and this will happen to you as well when you finally get rid of social media, but mentally you'll just like age, right? You just become way more mature and you'll just realize how fucking stupid short form content is and how dangerous it is on your mindset and your mental health and your development process. Like, look at your generation, look at our generation, because you're probably in my generation, and just be a little bit embarrassed at the work ethic, the cringe, the lack of motivation, and the pathetic reality that basically our parents are working their asses off to provide for you, only for you to just consume content. Think about it. Look, your parents are probably losing years of their life, their quality of life, their happiness. They're investing their absolute heart and soul to raise you, to bring up your family. Your grandparents did the same. Okay, my grandparents did the same. They worked in way worse conditions than what we're in today in terms of the income and the opportunity and like the lack of technology and development. And yet they've worked their asses off. Our parents have worked their asses off, lost years of their life. They've got grey hair. They've aged way more than what they should at their age, just so that you can sit in your room and just fucking scroll through social media. And you should be a little bit ashamed of the fact that that's the case. And I was, right? I was ashamed that my mum was working so hard, 10, 12 hours a day, stressed out of her mind, just to bring me up so that I could come home from school and sit on my bed and scroll through Instagram and watch porn and jack off. And just, you should feel a little bit ashamed of yourself. And again, this might be frustrating advice, like annoying for me to tell you this and to kind of hit you with the truth, but there's not going to be any kind of cute advice in here. It's just me being open and honest. This is the mindset I had to install in order to persuade my rotten brain to actually get rid of social media. I needed to be like, oh shit, okay, I am not only wasting my life, but I'm wasting the lives of my parents who have put all this effort and energy into raise me. And or what have I got to show for it? Well, what do I spend my time doing? I just scroll through Instagram and scroll through Snapchat stories all day, and I've done fuck all with my life. You know, that should make you a little bit pissed off, a little bit angry, right? It's this mindset that will get you to go over that point and actually quit social media. Again, I refuse to be the victim of the endless dopamine machine. Okay, social media and these social media tech companies are designed to steal as much of your attention as possible, and in a way, steal as much of your potential as they possibly can. And that should make you a little bit angry, okay? They've made billions of dollars off of stealing your time, the most precious resource you have. It's time. Okay, time runs out and you can never get it back. You can always make more money. You can always make new friends. You can always get a new car. You can always get everything back, but you can't get time back. And social media companies make all their money from stealing your time, your focus, your energy, and your attention. And that should make you a little bit pissed off. It's stunted your development. It's made you into a little bit of a retard, and you can't even get off it. You're hooked on it like a crack addict is hooked on meth or something, right? So use that energy. Use that energy to fuel change, to fuel action. Now that I've told you that, maybe you're getting a bit pissed off, fuck's sake, yeah, you're right. I just spend all my time scrolling through social media. My parents have worked their asses off and I'm just sat in my bed scrolling. That should be energy that can be enough to get you off of social media. And then the next step to do is just to delete social media. So that is the easiest bit of advice I can give you. If you can install that mindset, that is going to enable you to get over that point, that hump, and just make that decision to be like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out, right? I'm out. This isn't a good deal. Let's just delete social media and do something more substantial with my life. Actually take action. It's made you into a retard. It's taking up your time and attention. Get rid of that shit, okay? It should make you a little bit angry, and it makes me angry. And that is why I set up this channel, is because that is the thing that I think is one of the biggest, most evil things that is happening to my generation, is literally just these social media companies hooking us basically like addicts on meth. Now, what's the last bit of advice I'm going to give you in this video? How to actually stay away from the short form content, stay away from social media. And I've done this for almost 2 years now, so I know exactly how I can do this and how you can do this as well. So staying away from short form content, the easiest way to do this is to find your mission. Okay, it's to find your passion. You can go through life working in the slower lane, working like a rat in the rat race, and just, you know, come home after work, chill, watch a bit of social, watch a bit of YouTube, watch a bit of Instagram reels, wake up the next day and go back to work. Or you can find your mission. Now, what is a mission? You need to find something that you are passionate about, that you can pour your time and effort and energy into. So I'll be totally honest, for me, this has been two things that have really worked for me. Self-improvement, so constantly improving myself, and the YouTube channel. They're the two things for me that have by far been the biggest missions that I've been on. This one mission with the YouTube channel is to preach this message of anti-algorithms and anti-social media, and to get people off of social media and to start improving their life. That for me is like such a huge like challenge and a mission that I actually do think is super fucking important. And that is all I want to do on this channel, because this is a bit of a side point, but on this channel, I've posted sort of general self-improvement advice before, done fitness stuff, diet stuff, right, mindset stuff, bit of social media stuff. But I realized, you know what, I think the most important thing for me is the social media stuff, right? It's getting off of social media. And that's the thing that I've been the most consistent with, is not scrolling. You know, I've come off and on self-improvement throughout like the years. You know, I've been good in the gym and then kind of fallen off a bit and then gone back on. The one thing though that has just worked for me is just getting off of social media, and I haven't gone back onto it. And I think that's the thing that I probably know the most about and can help people with the most. So that was one mission for me that was really important. And then the second mission, being self-improvement, is like, you know, improving my physique at the gym, improving my mental health, improving the way I look, right? It's all just about improving yourself and becoming a better version of yourself. It's a bit more general. So these two missions require so much time and focus and attention, especially with the YouTube. I've got to record the videos, right? Make these little presentations, okay? Get it all scheduled out on YouTube, create the thumbnails, edit the videos. There's so much work involved with running a YouTube channel that I don't even have time. Even if I wanted to scroll through TikTok or Instagram, I don't even have time to do it, mate. And it's like, if you can get a mission like that, some kind of outlet, something creative that you can work on, you won't be scrolling through Instagram and TikTok. You're not going to have time to do it. And again, with the self-improvement, right? But the best way to actually do this is to have it be goal oriented. So something to work towards. So I'll give you an example from my goals personally. I want to get to 80 kg. Right now I weigh 75 kg. And by the end of the year, I want to weigh 80 kg, but not just like in fat, right? I want to be like 12% body fat, between like 12 and 10% body fat would be really cool, and weigh that weight. And that would mean if I can weigh 80 kg and be 12% body fat, I would be quite a bit bigger than what I am now, muscle wise. So that's kind of my goal for the end of 2025 when it comes to like fitness and like self-improvement. And then the second goal for the YouTube channel is to upload at least 4 videos per week, which I'm on track to do, and to get 10k subs by the end of the year. That's kind of quite a big goal for me, 10k subs, right? But now that I'm moving to Thailand in a week, you know, for 3 months, and I'm really getting like way more into the YouTube and becoming so much better at recording and so much more consistent, I feel like that's a goal that I can achieve. But having those 2 goals means that I do not have time to have my attention and focus stolen from me from the attention economy, okay? I just don't have time to let Instagram and Meta and you know, TikTok steal that attention away from me. I need all the focus I can get, all the time I can get, so that I can achieve these 2 goals. So when you have these goal-oriented, purposeful missions that are important to you, you will naturally not scroll, because you will just be occupied, right? Your time is going to be occupied with this sort of thing. And if you want more help from me personally to, you know, one, get off social media, but then two, actually stay off of social media and do something productive with that time, go check out the top link in the description. It's a free Skool community, which in about 7 days time is not going to be free anymore. So go and join that. It will be lifetime access once you have it. And then let me know what you think. But yeah, that is pretty much the end of this video. I do hope that was helpful for you, mate. If it was, I'd really appreciate some feedback in the comment section below. I'm always trying to improve. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, mate. And I'll see you in the next one.